Boom, we're live, ladies and gentlemen. March 22nd. Quarter's almost over. Got another week in us for the quarter to be completely over. And I know I asked this on Facebook not too long ago, but I'm just curious, like, how's everyone doing this year? How's this year been so far? First quarter, just put in the chat, or if you're unmuted, just tell us. How's it been?
Had some conversations, but it didn't go anywhere yet. So
Okay, not just probate, but overall, like your entire just business, life.
Oh yeah,
outside of probate.
I just closed one a couple of weeks ago.
All right, congratulations, awesome. So 2021, thumbs up, thumbs down, not sure, in the middle. Jim is saying thumbs up, all right. Claire saying up, down, middle.
I got all my vacations planned this year.
Nice, I love it.
So now I got to work to earn them.
Well, you know what? That's the way to do it. You guys know the big rocks theory? Have you heard of that one before?
Yeah.
Yeah. The big
Wait,
rocks
say that
theory.
again. The big rock. What is it?
The big rocks, like big stones, big rocks.
Oh yes, big rocks. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. You familiar with that one, Ken?
Yes.
Yeah. So Dan's got his big rocks, right? Dan's got his big rocks. He goes vacation. That's it, man. Wherever's got to happen, that's got to happen. So it's amazing what happens when you put a big focus in front of you and a big goal. It's as if your entire peripheral vision, your front vision, your everything is focused on that, and it's amazing how magically things kind of line up to make it happen, right? We never have enough time to do the things that we think we need to do, but if there's something we really want, then all of a sudden there's the right amount of time available to get it done. The beauty of focus. I love it.
Jonathan, I'm going to close our third deal this year. Tomorrow, actually.
Awesome.
And I'm new to the probate thing, so I really have to get this in the mix because most of the deals I do are estate. So
interesting.
Yeah.
So Scott, the two that you've done so far, they're just like regular standard listings, or are they anywhere probate related?
Let me think. 1, 2. Trying to think for the third. I know 2 of them are probate. I'm on the buy side so far.
Okay.
I think all 3 are actually probate.
Oh, there you go.
They're all
awesome.
Trust estates. That's my background, so I love dealing with those.
Wonderful. When you found your perfect niche in probate real estate.
Well, that was when I came across it. That was my, you know what? I know this stuff. I just got to get the lead cultivation thing has been my hard part.
Yeah, where are you located, Scott?
North of Detroit, Oklahoma, Michigan.
Okay, Macomb. Okay, so you got access to leads through ProbateData?
Through Macomb and Wayne County, there are leads. Oakland County, well, we're just shut down.
Yeah, I know. That's what I keep hearing. What I keep hearing. Well, Scott, thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. That's good stuff.
Thank you.
Elaine is saying, close the deal, going after more listing. I'm tired of buyers making offers and getting bid out. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everyone. Not just our agents tired of making offers. I think buyers are tired of making offers and getting rejected. Friends of ours are trying to buy a house in the Bay Area. They're coming in at price, above asking price, getting outbid. They're just shaking their head. It's a feeding frenzy going on right now. It's crazy. Benita, let's see. Barbara said lack of inventory. Well, those days are pretty much over for you, Barbara. You're in probate real estate. I know even if we don't have probate data in your region or not as much as you want, you can always think outside the box. Meaning think outside your area, right? You can always work with people that are willing to buy if you're working with investors, but also you can work with other agents. If you are good on the phone, you know how to prospect and make appointments. I don't know if you are or not, but you can always start thinking about partnering up. So today's probate data, if you haven't gathered by now, we're going to go into open forum, more or less. What I like to do is ask anything around probate real estate, probate data. If you're brand new, you can even ask like, what is this thing that I signed up for? Why am I here? What's life all about? We'll dive into all of it. I don't care. We'll tackle any questions here. And if I don't have an answer, I know someone in our community does. So today's open forum. Put in the chat what your specific question is, and we'll tackle them, okay? So if you're brand new, let's start by that. Brand new, just put in the chat, say, hey, I'm brand new. Terry, it looks like you raised your hand. Go ahead, Terry.
I was just going to say, it's been a long time since I've been in a court confirmation with overbid, and I just need some refreshment on, because I think it's okay to have a loan approved without contingencies going in, without a loan contingency, but I'm just kind of rusty on the overbid and what it takes when you go into court, because so many here in California are done under the I forget the name of it right now, but basically it doesn't take court confirmation. It's like any other sale. It just happens to be a sale by a PR.
Yeah, so for the rest of us that are not in California, so California and Hawaii are only two ones that have overbid process and court confirmation process. And during the court confirmation process, there's an overbid process that can take place. And that basically means in California, if it means they have limited authority, that means they have some authority, but they don't have the final authority to actually sell the property as a petitioner. So one of the things that can happen is, let's say as an agent, you go and you get an offer for $500,000 on a property. So you get the offer, and then you got to submit it to the courts, and then the attorney most likely will make an appointment to get it approved in front of the court confirmation. Although I don't know how they do it now with court closures and all that. It might be done digitally, I'm not sure. But here's what happens is when you go in for a court confirmation, you basically just have to have a solid offer that you're presenting. But also what happens a lot of times, you have people sitting in that are familiar with the cases making overbids. So the judge will say, okay, we're here in the case of, Bob Smith, and we have an offer for $500,000. Anyone interested in bidding above $500,000? And if anyone's interested in bidding over $500,000, the first bid has to follow a certain formula. It has to be like a certain percentage plus $500 or something like that. So that
What that amounts to, by the way, that's about 5%. That first overbid in California, when you add it all together and take the formula, it's roughly 5% over the accepted bid that the PR accepted before the court.
Right. So that's basically, in this case, 500 would be 525,000. So the first overbid to be 525. So someone says, I'm in for 525. Now, if your original buyer is not there with you, they can get outbid of the deal. So that you should encourage them to show up for the court confirmation, because now they can bid 550 if they want to. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, if it gets overbid to, let's say, $600,000, at the end of the day, the winner here is obviously the estate, because they make more money. But also, you as an agent, you can represent both sides, right? So whereas you had a listing, you went in, all of a sudden now there's a buyer shows up and court said, yeah, I'm in, and then you can represent both sides, and you make full boat on that, double digits, right? Not double digits, but you double your commission on that. When do you need to have a court confirmation, and why? So court confirmation is when the petitioner has limited authority. It's just for California and Hawaii, I believe. That's when you need a court confirmation. All the other states don't require it. Okay, let's see if any other questions here. Brand new. Okay, so Kim and Natalie, you're welcome. And Sherry, welcome to ProbateData. You're brand new. We're excited to have you here. So for those that are brand new, in a few minutes, I'm going to go over like how you get your leads and what you should be getting in your inbox, and also how you can access them on ProbateData, and also show you where you can access videos, because this is being recorded, and then you can watch it later if you'd like to.
You got a question?
Yeah, who's that?
That's me, Dan.
Hey Dan, go ahead.
Going through my old notes, I'm coming back into this. And in an old note, I've got a $18 a month new product. And there's so many, 125 per week. Is that an outdated thing, or?
Don't know what that is. With us?
It was an enhanced data feed.
No, I think it's $18 more a month. So if you're on the basic pro, which is it's $49, and then for 67 you're at the platinum, which is anyone who gets in now, they get in on the platinum. We don't offer the 49 to anyone anymore. It's only those that are grandfathered in, have been with us for a while. But the data feed is automated, so you get it directly delivered into your inbox, and we get everything you get everything that's filed in your courthouse. So this is a really good opportunity. Thanks, Dan, for bringing that. It was a good segue to introduce everyone that's new into what it is that you sign up for and what you can expect and so forth. So when you sign up with ProbateData on a free trial, you have anywhere, depending on which program you sign up with, anywhere from 30 to 60-day trial. And that means that you get to pick three counties of your choice. So let's say if you're, I'm just going to pick my counties that I know in Los Angeles, so you pick Los Angeles, Orange County, and maybe San Bernardino. So that means for those three counties, whenever we get new cases uploaded to our database, we send you an email. And in that email, you just click a link and you download the leads right away. So I'm going to show you now what that email looks like. It looks something like this. So if you just signed up, you should have gotten your initial email. And every time we have new cases, this is an example of just Harris County in Texas. You see there's CSV here and there's PDFs. And you click those, it downloads either a spreadsheet or a PDF. And this is the information that we have on ProbateData. Now, going forward, whenever we have a new cases uploaded, a new batch, in this case, it's Harris, I'll get an email saying, hey, we just uploaded 60 new cases, 100 new cases for Harris County. Now, each county has different counts. Like Harris is a huge county, very busy in Texas. But then, for example, if you look at Orange County in Los Angeles, Orange County, California, that's less activity there. There's maybe 100 a month. In LA, there's roughly 300 a month. And then there's some that only have like 30 or 40 a month, like in Northern California. It's very sparse up there. So that's one way you can get access to your leads. Now, the other way you can get access to your leads is you log into ProbateData. So you go to ProbateData.com, you click on login. And so the obvious question here is why would I need to log in if I'm getting everything in my email inbox? And the reason you want to do that is because you want to go in and start downloading previously uploaded cases as well. So if we just start emailing you today, for example, and in Harris' example, the filing that goes furthest back is say March 1st. I'm just going to make that up, right? You want to log into ProbateData and you want to look up searches. You want to do a new search. And in that new search, you want to pick, and I'm going to follow Harris County here. I'm going to do Texas. I'm going to pick Harris. And I'm just going to do 2/1/2021 through 3/1. And all I'm doing here is because now inside ProbateData, you can download an additional 100. So you get 100 you can download inside ProbateData plus everything we're emailing you inbox. So that's I think what Dan was referring to, and that's the difference of $18 between the 49 and the 67. Now, as I said, the $49 is no longer available. We don't sell it to anyone anymore. But if you've been with us for a while, for a long while, and you're still in that program, you can still use that. That means we're not going to email you the leads to your inbox. You have to log in every week. You have to remember what the last download was that you did, and you have to search for the cases and make sure that you download them all. And you only have 100 you can download per billing session. Whereas with Platinum that most of you are in right now, we send you everything for those counties plus an additional 100. So that's what you guys have access to, right? Now, for those who are brand new, I would encourage you to check out our YouTube channel. It's over here on youtube.com/ProbateData. There we go. Oh, it just disappeared on me. Okay. So the playlist in here as well. If you're brand new, I would just watch the one that says top rated webinars, maybe look a little bit at success stories and interviews. I know I've been getting emails and complaints that these are dated interviews from like a year or 2 years ago, but guess what? Probate's been around for over 275 years, and it's going to continue to be around. And there's really, in the pro world, there's not much going on. You call them, you offer your help, and you get the listing. I saw there was a question right now in today's call, like what are some interesting ways we can call the petitioners, and how do we reach out to them? What do we say? It's really, really, really simple, which is why we love this niche so much. And we've been teaching and providing services for over 10 years now. I'm going to get into the details in just a second here, but that was trying to what I just did was trying to answer two questions. Dan's question, which is what is this thing with $18 extra a month? So that's that. And for those of you who are brand new, you're on the free trial. Don't worry about what Dan mentioned, the $18. You're in it. you're benefiting from it. And if you haven't gotten your welcome email yet, that first batch of leads, if you haven't gotten an email like this before, like quite yet, then email support at ProbateData and we'll get you sorted out. Support at ProbateData.com. All right, let's go back to the queue. Dan, was that helpful?
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so I think it was Elaine. Was it Elaine that asked about new ways to reach out? But I have a question to ask them. Okay, let's take Benita's questions. I'm brand new, but I have a question. I had asked this in Facebook group. Working with leads, so I do have case numbers, but when I'm looking in my county court online, I can never find the files with case numbers or name of decedent. Am I doing something wrong? Possibly. Benita, which county are you in? You can unmute yourself and just tell us, or you can put it in the chat.
I'm in Clark County, Nevada.
Oh, Clark County, Nevada. Okay, so let me ask you, why are you looking up court cases online? I'm just curious.
Well, because I'm very visual and I just want to make sure I have everything before I start contacting people, just to make sure I'm not doing it before I should or anything like that.
Okay. So that's a great question and a great underlying concern that some of you might have. I can understand, I can appreciate where you're coming from. You're saying, well, I want to make sure I'm calling at the right time. I want to make sure I'm not crossing any lines, that I'm respectful. I want to make sure I have everything I need to make the call. And everyone's different in terms of when they feel comfortable to make the call, what's needed. But I mean, what they need in order to make the call. So let me just give you like the baseline of what's needed to initiate contact with petitioners. And then you guys can decide from there how you want to do it. And I've said this a million times. Some of you that have been with us for a while, you could probably mute me out right now and you can say word for word what I'm about to say. The moment someone files for probate, that means they're ready to move forward, okay? So again, keep in mind, 95% of the times Americans do not have a fully vested living trust. So 95% of the time when someone passes away in the family, it's a bit of a sticker shock. There's like, oh, we thought there was a will and we're all good, but grandpa didn't have a living trust, but he had a couple of properties, right? And sometimes they move into grandpa's house, they live there for 5-10 years. Kids grow up there, they keep paying the property taxes, no need to do anything in probate. And then when they want to sell the house, an agent that shows up says, yeah, I can list it, but does no probate, does no CPRES. You realize that they can't really take the listing because it's still in grandpa's name. The house is in grandpa's name. And that's when they have to file for probate. So my point here is with this little story is that whether grandpa passed away, 5 days, 5 years, 10 years ago, 5 weeks ago, it doesn't matter. They're filing for probate. So Benita, what I'm trying to tell you is this. When they file, what you need to know is that they did file, number one. Number two, they need to know that they're ready to move on, whether they like it or not. Number three, you calling them and reaching out and asking, how you can help them, what their biggest challenges is probably the best thing you can do right now. Whether they just filed or within 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, doesn't really matter. Because again, when they file, they're ready to move forward. And if you've taken the classes with CPRES, you remember that there's a different mindset. The first 30 days, they're just it's a bit of a whirlwind. They're trying to figure it all out, all the moving pieces. And about 60 days, they're figuring out, there's actually not a lot of money in this estate. We need to sell the property. And within 90 days, they're probably really annoyed about this. The pressure's on to actually get this done and sell the real estate, pay all the bills, and so on and so forth. So my point is, like, when you sell this, and when you call them, you are actually calling them for the right time in the right moment with the right message, right? So looking up, and again, everyone does what fits best for them. But if you start looking up case details and what was filed by when and who and all this stuff, I can almost promise you it's just going to confuse you even more. It's going to make you think about things that aren't worth thinking about. Your main role is to help them get the best price for the real estate so that the estate gets the highest value, right? So a lot of agents, sometimes when they just get certified, they get so excited about it because they want to get in and help them. So they start educating themselves about the probate process, about the rules, the codes. and accidentally start giving legal advice. You don't want to do that. It's a big no-no. You don't want to start giving legal advice. You're not a certified legal agent of any kind, right? You're not a paralegal, you're not a lawyer. All you know is like, this is the timeline, here's probably what they're going to go through. And the best question you can reach out and say, what is your biggest challenge right now? What is your number one challenge? And they say, who are you? I'm Benita, I'm a certified probate real estate specialist, and I have a network of amazing professionals that can help you get through this. Anywhere from locksmith to trash removal to whatever you need around the real estate, I can help you. So let me ask you again, what is your number one challenge? And just be quiet and listen, right? So Benita, I know it doesn't answer your question directly, how to look up a case number, but I have to ask the reason why you want to look up a case number, because inside of Probate Data, you get everything you need in order to make that first contact. Jesse Garza, go ahead and email me, please, or email support@ProbateData. I've been a member since December, but I have not received an email with leads. It should be active unless you're in a county that's completely dark. I don't know unless you email me. So support@ProbateData. Just email that in and we'll get you squared away. Kim Creighton, anyone using a dialer? I'm thinking about using Mojo. So you guys can answer a question inside of the chat if you want to. I hear great things about Mojo Dialer. Jesse, San Diego, yeah, you should be getting that, Jesse. Let me write this down. Jesse Garza. After class, I'm gonna contact you right away, okay? You should be getting leads. Jesse. All right. Elaine, any creative ideas to reach sellers, PRs? Yes, tons of ideas. If you're a CPRES, just follow what you've been taught in CPRES. Just reach out and use Section 6 has all the different ways you can reach out to the PRs and how you can sell to them, right? Let's see here. Yeah, reach out to the sellers. So obviously the basic ways: phone, text, letter, door knock. Those are the basic 4 ways, right? Now, if you can door knock, I recommend that. But if you don't and you're not comfortable and it's frowned upon, then obviously don't do it. Text messaging is good. If you're getting leads from us here, Probate Data, a lot of them have cell phone numbers and emails. And if you have an email address, you can also just email them. Whatever it is, however method you're reaching out, the key is what? Follow up. Don't expect to get an appointment after the first text or email. It's not like they're sitting and waiting for you to call them. They're probably getting not just your call, but other calls too, maybe even from financial planners, construction people that want to fix the property, investors, so the name of the game here is keep following up. 86% of a sale happens between the 6th and the 12th contact. That means contact could be a text, phone call, mail, door knock, email. That's what's going to move the ball forward. And most people quit. Most people quit after the 5th or 6th contact. So that means there's more for you to follow up with, right? So Elaine, you have to be creative. I guess what I'm trying to say is don't necessarily have to be super creative. You just have to be persistent. I talked about this last week. I think some agents are selling out oversized letters or oversized postcards or different colors, putting stickers on their envelopes. All this to say that doesn't mean anything unless you keep following up, keep being consistent with it. Let's see here. Okay, Marisol Phillips, I can download leads from the Probate Data website, but I'm not getting email with leads. You might be on the older system where it's probably $49 a month, and that's why you're not getting. If you want to upgrade, you can email support@probatedata.com. Please email support@probatedata.com if you want to upgrade. How often should you follow up? All right, I'm going to let someone else answer that one. For some of you that have been with us for a while, how often do you follow up? Let's see. I always pick Clara because I know she's always following up and she's always got it on it, but also Charmaine. But Claire, let's start with you. How often do you follow up?
Actually, I send my newsletter every month with statistics about the activity of the market and the price ranges and how much inventory we have. Yeah. And also we mentioned the interest rate.
Okay, but how often do you follow up with a lead? Let's say you got a lead that's in your market for probate. How often do you follow up? Weekly, every other week, once a month?
At the beginning, I contact the PR. I send them, and actually, I send a letter, but I send it through the email. That way, I'll know they'll open it, or at least there's a more possibility that they'll open it. And then, if I don't get any answers to my letter, then I will do it like every 2 weeks for the first month, and then monthly until I can get. If I don't get a response, then I'll try to contact the attorney.
Okay. Do you do phone calls too?
Yes.
Okay. How often do you call them?
The PR, at first every 2 weeks.
And then after how many
And
contacts do
then
you stop?
after 2 or 3 contacts, after 2 or 3 calls that I make, then I'll just put them in my,
Oh, you muted yourself out at the end there, Clara.
oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
After that, then I will just put them in my database and have the automatic emails being sent.
Yeah. So that kind of plays into what Elaine was asking, creative ways of following up, right? And not to pick on you, Clara, but I'm going to pick on you.
That's fine.
Right. So Clara stopped calling after 3-4 calls, 2-3 calls. She's like, I'm just going to put them in a drip, and then they're going to get an email and a newsletter once a month. And that's kind of what I was trying to show you, Elaine, and everybody else who's listening and paying attention is most agents, for their own reason, they stop calling after the 3rd or 4th attempt, when actually after, that's where most agents stop. So if you just push through past 5, 6, 7 contact and just keep following up, keep sending text messages, keep sending phone call, keep doing phone calls, letters, and just don't stop. Whether you do an automated drip or you do phone calls in combination. So you need to have a way to organize yourself. So you do that. You don't want to stalk them every week at the same time, but maybe you make a phone call and the next week you send them a text message, and then maybe a letter, then an email, then another phone call. Those are 5 contacts right there, and you mix it up a little bit. Esther's asking, we're having probate data. Yes, probate data Powergym is every Monday now. Used to be Fridays, but we changed it up here beginning of the year. Let's see. So Marisol, please email support@ProbateData. We'll make sure we get you sorted out here. Let's see, any other questions? Anything you guys want to see in probate data? We got a few more minutes left. These probate data Powergyms, they take roughly around 30 minutes. Either teach a very specific subject or, like we're doing today, kind of open Q&A.
I have a question for anyone that could answer it. I haven't had of course, with last year, up to now, the courts are still closed, most of them. But those who have been in it, in the probate real estate longer than I have those that have had the opportunity to go to a court hearing, what has been their experience? And what did they learn from it?
That's a great question. Who here has been to a court hearing, court confirmation, and what did you learn?
I have.
All right, Terry, what's it like?
What I learned is that we get too technical sometimes. I went to a confirmation and I got overbid actually. And after it, I asked the winners, I said, why did you bid so much over what the apparent market was, just out of professional curiosity? And they said, we could afford the property, we liked the property, we bought the property. I mean, talk about non-technical. we liked it, we could afford it, we bought it. What else do you want to know? We don't care about all that stuff.
Right. Did you, and were you there as an agent?
Yeah, I was there for an agent for a losing buyer, unfortunately. But, I wanted to make one mention, something unusual. It seems to me for for government things, the commission approved by Orange County is 6%. You would think it'd be cut back some reason somehow because it's the government. It's not. It's a full-blown 6% by the court rules. So one thing to keep in mind, it's a pretty good place to farm.
Yeah, I agree.
Question.
Scott, go ahead. Yeah.
Other than California and Hawaii, which are unique entities, in themselves. Has anyone else gone to a court hearing, and why would you, other than placing a bid process such as California or Hawaii?
That's a good question. Don't know if anyone's been. That's really the question, right, Scott? Like, why would you go if there's no bidding process?
I mean, it's,
I'm assuming maybe like not to do with real estate, but maybe with like there's problems with creditors, or there's fighting amongst the family, things like that. That probably takes place quite a bit across the country in all the counties, but it has less to do with the actual sale of real estate. That would be my guess.
the only time I've ever been is prior to being an active agent, because I did trust the state for 17 years with JP Morgan. So I was a trust administrator
Yeah.
for real estate. And that's
Okay.
the only time I ever went was as a representative of the trust.
Okay.
I can't think of any other reason as an agent
Got
to
it.
go.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. And I think also the silence on your question is
Well,
pretty much the answer.
as an agent, my interest, even if there is no property involved, I like to see what the process is. Hear questions or challenges that the people have through the probate process, because maybe when a property is involved, then I can think about those challenges and be ready if the petitioner says, well, my challenge is, then maybe I have an opening right there.
So Clara,
Yeah.
basically you're saying for morbid or for educational purposes is your thought of going there to see the process in action, correct?
Yes. I
Yeah,
just
okay.
want to be a little bit more knowledgeable about what the process, the probate process
And
is.
that would be a good reason to go. I agree. Right now, I don't know if the courts would restrict you access because of this COVID
Yeah.
thing, and they're trying to limit everything under the sun. In the past, there were specific dates here. I know in Oakland County where they did a lot of probate, and people would actually go and sit in court and watch the whole thing take. I mean, literally, they were retired. That was their thing, going for coffee and sitting and watching court.
Yeah. Was that before those Judge Judy shows and those things?
Actually, during Judge Judy, but yeah.
There you go.
But there was
People
a lot
are like,
of
I
folks
don't want
who
to watch
actually,
this on
that would be a
TV.
good reason to sit
I want
in.
to see it live. Yeah, they want to come in and see it live. All right, we have time for one more question. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Clara. Kim, yes, most of the questions are geared towards West Coast, simply because those are the people asking. If any East Coast folks want to ask questions, by all means, ask the question. If this isn't an East Coast, West Coast kind of thing, just ask away, guys. Terry, the phone numbers we're getting off of Orange County and for all the cases, like when there's a phone number for the petitioner in the case, we obviously grab it. But when there's not, and it doesn't have to be, we find that information as best we can using our data partner, which is IDI, and then we update all that with the proper information and the email and the phone number. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's call it a day for today. What we'll do next week, we'll go into either, you guys can email me if you have a preference, info@ProbateData. We'll do either like a mail merge, how to do a mail merge, or what we can do is looking for historical leads and finding some interesting leads that are older but maybe out of state filed, and kind of dig deep and do a little bit of research and see how we can look up things, like find those little golden nuggets in the haystack every now and then.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Charmaine had her fingers up.
Oh,
just to
Charmaine.
Call her out. Look at her. Oh my God. Yeah.
Go ahead, Charmaine.
Now, I just wanted to add my 2 cents on follow-up. Look for something of value you can do on your second or third or fourth follow-up. Like in Florida, if you passed away before the first of the year last year, so before the first of the year this year, and they had homestead on their property, they're going to lose that homestead and their tax cap. So for somebody who's out of state who doesn't know Florida, they're thinking that, well, their taxes have been so low. No, for this year, so starting in January, their taxes will be calculated at a new rate. And when they do go to close, and they didn't realize that, and they're thinking, I'm only paying $50 a month in taxes, they're going to be paying $300 a month in taxes. So you're kind of going towards their money.
Yeah, no, brilliant. I love it. That's really great. And what you
Thank
just
you.
said,
Thank you.
you dive directly into their wallet, right? And you're basically
Yeah.
saying, hey, if you're not looking out for this and your CPA isn't aware of it, you could be walking into a situation where you're losing money for the state. All right, mail merge. So here's what we're talking. So you guys can email me. Older leads for next week, we can do that. Mail merge is about using Word. We're going to do it on Microsoft Word. If we do mail merge, we'll use Microsoft Word or Google Sheets and Google Documents. And if we're going to do Google Sheets and Google Documents, you can also do it with Gmail. You can actually mail merge your emails and send those out. But I won't go too far into that because there's some really good tutorials on Gmail and on Google how to do that. Or if something else you guys specifically want me to teach on next week, we can do that. Just email info, I'll put in the chat, info@ProbateData if you have a request of something you'd like to see. So info@ProbateData. There we go. And then Jesse Garza, I'm going to look your stuff up for San Diego. And Natalie, just email me. I got your private message. Just email me and I'll look into your situation as well. All right, folks, that's it. Happy Monday. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Until then, be well, stay safe, and keep washing those hands. Bye, guys.
Bye.